leaders are readers, and especially if you're an entrepreneur and if you've been searching for this, like what are the best books for entrepreneurs, this video is for you. My name is Siddharth Rajshekhar, and I've been able to build a multi-million-dollar business online without any office. As you can see right now, I'm just on the move right now. I'm in a totally different place, not in my home office. And if you stay till the end of this video, I want to actually share with you my mind map and my list of 15 books that have actually impacted me. Okay. Now, if you look at the typical entrepreneurs, they talk about books like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and these kind of books. Okay, but the books on this list, these 15 books, are slightly different. It is not the usual suspects. Okay, so I hope you're okay with this. I'm going to share my entire list of books, and I'm an auditory consumer of books. Okay, so rather than reading, I like to listen to it on audibles. So every single book that is mentioned over here, I've finished listening to that at least once on Audible, and the ideas that I've derived from these books have been able to impact me in my business phenomenally. Okay, so take a lot of notes, make a list of these books, go and pick up some of them on Amazon if you are able to resonate with the concepts. Let's get into the top 15 best books for entrepreneurs. Hey there, Siddharth Rajshekhar. Thank you for tuning into this YouTube channel or Facebook or wherever you're watching this. Before I even start, just hit that like button over here or here so that you get more of my videos even in the future. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to go through this entire list one by one, and I'll give you my the reason why I like that particular book. Okay, so the first book that I recommend is by Peter Thiel. He was the co-founder of PayPal. He's partnered with Elon Musk during the PayPal days. And why I like this book is this really gives an idea on how to build a business that can really dominate the market. Okay, so if you're having a vision to build something long term, if you're having a vision to create like a legacy kind of business and to really not have any competition, like just outright the competition straight off, 0 to 1 is a book by Peter Thiel. Phenomenal book. And I've heard it at least twice. Okay, 2 rounds of it. The second book is the 80-20 principle by Robert Koch. Okay, now this particular book is all about the 80-20 rule. I just made a correction. It is Richard Koch. Okay, you can go and search for this on Amazon, where he actually analyzes various industries and how the 80-20 rule applies in those industries, and not just businesses, but even in real life. This ratio, what they call as the Pareto's principle, is actually just discovered by Pareto. Okay, but the principle has always been there. It's one of the law of averages. Okay, so once you get into this book, you'll understand how powerful this principle is. And even when I look at it in my own business, like only 20% of people attend a webinar, or only 20% of the people who attend the webinar will buy a product. Only 20% of the people who buy the product will take action. Only 20% of the people who take action will become a superstar. And only in that top 20 of the top 20 or the top 20%, you'll be able to find like the movers and shakers of any industry. Okay, you look at even the movie industry, or you look at the business world, or you look at the social media industry, the top 20%, or let's look at the top 0.5%, they actually grab like the 99% of the market share. Okay, or let's put it the other way, the top 4%, they take 96% of the market share of whatever it is. So very powerful book, especially if you want to like position yourself in like at the top of your game in any industry. Great book for entrepreneurs. Okay, the third book that I recommend is Team Code of Honor by my mentor Blair Singer. Building a business, it seems like okay, it's all about profits and stuff, but in Team Code of Honor, you'll actually learn the importance of setting strong values and principles before you even start a business, because this code of honor is what will protect you from yourself. Okay, we have the monkey mind that keeps jumping around, and especially if you're an entrepreneur with a lot of creative ideas and you're not really grounded in any solid principles or codes that you set for yourself, you're going to be just running around like a headless chicken all over the place. So you got to really understand team code of honor and how to build teams also. Okay. Now I've applied this team code of honor principle into my community, especially I'm in the business of building communities, and it's a great book to understand what your intentions are. See, it's like a balloon, right? When there's a balloon and there are a few holes in the balloon, the more you blow the balloon, even the holes get bigger. In the same way, if you are not having a strong code of honor, all the personal frictions and the personal issues that you may have in you, as you're growing bigger and bigger, that gets magnified also. So this particular book will help you to understand the importance of setting such codes of honor for yourself and for your teams, so that you can grow in spite of all the obstacles that will come your way. Number 4 is a book called Hyperfocus by Chris Bailey. I love this book, where he gives many different scenarios about how to be more focused, and as the title itself says, hyperfocus. Like, he's given a lot of analogies of how the brain works, how procrastination happens, how we get distracted, and how minimizing tasks and keeping it, like minimizing your lifestyle, will help you maximize your outcomes. Okay, so it's a very, very powerful book called Hyperfocus. Number 5 is Ikigai. It's a very famous book. It's always been on the #1 top Amazon bestseller for years together. Beautiful book by Hector Garcia. And why I like this book is the concept of the book is to be aligned in all the 4 dimensions. Okay, so you need to really love what you do. Okay, you should be good at what you do. People should want it, and you should be able to get paid for it. If all these 4 align, that's what is Ikigai. The concept is a Japanese concept. But if you take it one step further, Ikigai is a concept which Japanese follow, where there is no concept of retirement. They are just working and they're always in the state of flow. Beautiful book, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you feel stressed out too much, and if you're looking at, if you're questioning yourself on, is this really the thing that you want to do or not, this book is amazing. Number 6 is Influence by Robert Cialdini. This is like one of the legendary books when it comes to sales, understanding buying triggers, what really triggers people to buy, and what is influence, what is prefluence, and there's so many other concepts on how we as humans make decisions and buying decisions. And especially if you're an entrepreneur and if you want to really grow in your business, you need to understand how sales really works, and this book will really help you a lot when it comes to the sales part of it. Number 7, the book that I like is it's called Essentialism by Greg McKeown, and this particular book really inspired me to understand more about how to have less but have the best. Okay, so minimalism is like not having anything, but essentialism is having the best, but less, and how to do more with less. Beautiful book, and you should check it out if you love the concept of minimalism. Number 8 is Thou Shalt Prosper, and this is written by a rabbi, a Jewish rabbi, Daniel Lapin. Okay, what I love about this book is it's a pretty interesting read. It's a controversial book, and he actually analyzes the Jews from back in thousands of years. They were the ones who were controlling the world's wealth, and he talks about what were the principles on which they built businesses. Okay, some of the richest people in the world are Jews, and he talks about their principle of making money, building a business with strong spiritual values, and it'll be completely different. Like, the world may have a different view of Jews, some people may have a different view about Jews, but just with an open mind, go check it out. I was really inspired by this book in so many ways, just to understand how spirituality and business can be this, it can be the same thing. Okay, for me, my business itself is a spiritual activity. Okay, so I've made my business into a spiritual activity, and when I read this book, I was able to get the finer elements of how those dots connect. Number 9 is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's like one cracker of a book. He's a scientist. He's a doctor who has actually analyzed thousands of people's brain patterns and stuff. And I think there's no other book that comes close to this when it comes to decoding science and spirituality. He brings in the scientific proof and evidence on how spirituality and meditation and all these other practices have an impact in our brain, on our brain, and how those impact our decisions and those impact our future. Okay, and there's so many live case studies and examples that he gives in the book that literally blow your mind away. So if you're an entrepreneur looking to really go to the next level of your life, if you're stuck, if you hit the glass ceiling and you're really not able to move forward, check out this book. I just love this book. Number 10 is Lead the Field. It's an old book by Earl Nightingale. There's also an audio format of this. You can just find it even on Audible, Lead the Field. And this is one of those materials that will help you understand what does it take to be a leader, okay, and not just an entrepreneur. How can you lead and move the market and move the society in a particular direction? Okay. Number 11 is Hooked: How to Build Habit Forming Products by Nir Eyal. Okay, love this book. In fact, now when I'm building my products and my courses and stuff like that, I'm able to get a lot of ideas from this book on how to keep that stickability factor. Okay, and he actually decodes all the different social networks and all these different products that that have that factor where people want to keep going back to it, and where he's created like different kinds of models to describe how habit forming products are actually built. Beautiful, and it's great if you want to build a community that's going to be sticking with you for a long period of time. Think Simple. This book is by Ken Segall. Amazing book when it comes to simplicity, and Ken is one of those guys I think who's worked with Steve Jobs and understanding how simplicity really works in a business environment, and how by breaking things down to the most simpler elements actually removes all the friction in business growth. And friction is there at different parts of the business. So I mean, the way that he maneuvers through all the different aspects of how you can simplify concepts within your own business to improve your profits and sales and and overall growth of your business. I think this is one of the best books that I've ever read when it comes to simplicity in business. Another book that I love is Membership Economy by Robbie Kelman Baxter, and he talks about how as you're moving into the new world, the new age, everything is about subscription based models. Okay, and after reading this book, I also made my level 3 program into a subscription based model, keeping in mind that you'd rather have a few number of people who are paying you on a repetitive basis than just having to search for new customers every single day, every single month. So in my business, I have a combination of both these strategies. I get customers on a daily basis, and on my level 3, I actually have a set group of customers who keep repeating and renewing their subscription. Amazon, Netflix, Apple, Facebook, like all these big companies, Google, they're all built on the principle of the membership economy. Okay, so don't sell products anymore, sell memberships. Number 14 is Super Thinking. This is also an amazing book by Gabriel Weinberg, who talks about different kinds of mental models and thought models to really think out of the box and come and keep generating newer and newer ideas to grow a business. I went through this. I think I crashed through this in maybe 4 to 5 days as an audiobook. Fantastic. I just love it. And finally, the last but not the least is one of my favorites is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And James Clear is one of those, I think one of those authors who's really hit it big time, in terms of writing that one book that's changed the entire game for many entrepreneurs. So if you're somebody who's having a tough time with managing your time, productivity and stuff like that, Atomic Habits is the book. Okay, so these are my 15 recommendations and my top 15 books, and you can go to Amazon and pick it up if you want any one of these books. And let's come back over here. So the reason I'm recording these videos on YouTube, on Facebook, and you may be seeing in different places, because I want to help you build a business that's built on the principles of freedom. Okay, so the more you build that awareness for yourself on what is possible in a business, you'll be able to make much better decisions in your business. And what I've done is I've actually built a system called the Freedom Business Model, and we have over 14,000 people who are actually applying that Freedom Business Model to grow in their business. And if you would like to actually be a part of my community, I'll give you 2 options. Okay, the first option is the best option. Directly join my community if you're still not a part of it, and you can get started inside my members area, where I will teach you how to build your own freedom business. And if you really want to learn more, and before you make that decision to be a part of my community, you can go to sids.co/live and register for my next live webinar. And in that webinar, I will tell you more about how the freedom business model really works. It will be a 2-hour session. It's free. And once I meet you there, I'll give you more details and you can be a part of the community from that point on. Okay. So I hope you found my book list useful. Please share this video and please type in the comment box any other books that you love, any other books that I might have missed out on. Share it below in the comment box and I'll be reading that and I'll reply back to you. All the best. Bye-bye.